Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. I hope you are having a great weekend. Today I'm going to showcase for you a new company called Bionano Genomics. And this company is equally exciting. It's something similar to PACB, and they claim to have some unique advantages. So let's get started. They had their initial public offering, IPO, in 2018, and their shares reached an all-time high of $8, and after that it has plummeted significantly. At this point of time, they are below $2. They're on $1.5 per share. And one of the reasons why this has happened is also because of share dilution. At the peak of their share price, they decided to raise additional capital and they issued a lot more shares. And they have diluted the shares. And I'm going to talk about this towards the end of the presentation when we talk about what we need to be aware about this company. And the other reason that they are down is because of the current risk-averse condition in the markets. So it's a risk-off environment, and most genomic firms are finding themselves in a difficult situation. That said, I think Bionano is superior to other genomic companies that we have been looking at because they have a revenue stream, and that's my personal opinion. And again, everything I'm saying here is my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. Please do your due diligence before you invest in shares of any kind. Let's now go and have a look at their products. I'd like to take you to their website. Let us have a quick look at the management team and also the products, and then we'll come back and look at their financials and all the prospects. We'll also talk a little bit about what they said in their Q1 2022 earnings. Well, here we are at the website for Bionano Genomics. The first thing I want to do is to go and have a look at the senior management. We have a complement of around 6 in the team of senior management. The very first is Eric Holmlin, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer, followed by Christopher Stewart, who is the Chief Financial Officer. And we have Mark Oldakowski, who is the Chief Operating Officer, Richard Shippey, who is the Chief Business Officer and Head of Global Sales, Alka Chaube, who is the Chief Medical Officer, and Sohail Shams, who is Chief Informatic Officer. This completes the complement for senior management. Next, I'm going to have a look at the products and services. The first product we have is Sapphire, which is the flagship, and Sapphire is an optical genome mapping instrument. And of course, all of you know that I'm not a geneticist or a biologist or any kind of scientist. So in my opinion, based on all the research I have done as an investor, I think that probably Bionano is the only company that has optical genome mapping, and therefore its technology is distinct from that of PACB and others. I might be wrong, but I would like to check that. But at this point of time, that's what my belief is. And when I look at Bionano Genomics, I see the same advantages that we identified for Pacific Biosciences as well as Illumina. Consumable sales, maintenance, training, all those revenue streams are just going to multiply as the install base keeps on increasing. So that's something I'll be talking about. Now, I do not know how to evaluate these products, but what I understand is that we have this hardware equipment and then we have consumables. So optical genome mapping chips, which are the Sapphire chips, allow for reading the samples. Now, this is the capability of the chips out here. And they also talk about software. They have software that has got a simplified workflow similar to what PACB has got. And they have high-speed data collection. And they are providing a suite of software services as well. And if I was to go back to the Bionano prep kits, this is where the consumables come in, and they have a handy button out here to order sample prep kits. It can be used for animal tissue, plant tissue, cell lines, human blood, bone marrow, aspirate, etc. And here is the whole catalog. Those who are well versed in this and using the products can easily check from here what they need, get more information, and then go ahead and place the order. So I like simple things. This is simple and elegant. And they also have data options where clients can bring samples and they will do the analysis and give reports. And they have certified service providers. This is something I'm interested in very much. Like in the software field, you have certified network engineers and certified .NET engineers, those kind of certifications, or project management professionals. Now, the certifications need to be renewed on a regular basis. It keeps the professional up to date, and it also forms a revenue stream. So as an investor, I'm very keen to see the revenue streams coming from here. Bionano certified service providers offer a complete range of up-to-date sample prep protocols, genome map preparation techniques, and data analysis workflows that deliver the highest quality results. And they have a list of certified pros who can be contacted, and they also have a point of contact within the company that will help clients with that. So in US, they have Praxis Genomics LLC, which is one of the companies, Crotiva Agroscience, Histogenetics LLC. So they have got a bunch of certified providers, and these providers would be using hardware and consumables from Bionano to do the work. And that's my understanding looking at all the pages that they have here. So I'm really impressed with the business model that they have, and all of these business partners become allies in generating more business. That said, if we look at the applications, they are focused on cancer, genetic disease, and genome assembly. With that, let's go and start looking at the financials of the company. So here we have the revenue for the company in 2021. It made around $18 million in 2021, while also incurring a loss of around $23 million. And the cash balance at the end of the year was $216.5 million. This is all stats we have from 2021 Q4. And we also have information about Q1 2022. I'll be talking about that as we go ahead. But the cash balance is pretty good. I'm not too much worried or concerned about this company at this stage. In their recent call, the earnings call, they mentioned that, I'm going to quote it verbatim out here, I'm just going to read through. While we are disappointed with the performance over the past several months, our focus as leaders of the company is on executing our long-term growth plan, hitting our milestones that we outlined during our last call, and we will revisit today, which have been designed to drive value. We are pleased that we have achieved all of our anticipated milestones in 2021, and we expect to achieve those stated milestones for 2022. Looking ahead to the rest of this year, our financial guidance remains on track, and the company expects full 2022 revenues to be in the range of $24 million to $27 million, which would represent a range of 33% to 50% growth over full year 2021 revenue for 2022. So this particular statement makes me feel very encouraged that the management is very cognizant of the way the investors are viewing the company performance. That fills me with hope. That's a positive. However, the share price has fluctuated significantly. We have been fortunate that we were not looking at this share before, because if we had invested, it would have been a really wild roller coaster ride. Imagine going all the way up to $8 and then dropping from that around $1.50. That's going to be a hell of a ride. Of course, most of our genomic investors have been experiencing similar rides with other companies where prices have dropped down, especially investors who are invested in ARCG funds or Teladoc would have experienced something similar. So this is not very unique for this company, but the management nevertheless is very, very cognizant of the fact and is being proactive in managing the investor expectation. And I hope that they deliver as they have promised, because promising is easy, but delivering is rather difficult. So we'll keep that in mind as we continue to watch this company going forward. The revenue was $5.7 million for Q1 2022, which represents the 80% year-over-year increase compared to same period last year. The quarterly record for the company so far has been $5.7 million. They haven't done this much business in any of their quarters before in the history of the company. So this is again a big positive for the company. Their Sapphire installed base grew to 176 systems as of March 31, 2022, which represents a 64% growth over Q1 2021. In the quarter, they also sold 3,225 flow cells. During their Q1 22 earning calls, they said that for Q2 2022, they expect sales in the range of 6 to 6.5 million. That's a healthy uptick. It's not very unrealistic. And it's not very, I would say it's not less ambitious either. it's just the right amount. So I think they should be able to meet those goals. While talking about the 3,225 flow cells that they sold, I suppose that depending on the application that is being used, the length of the genome, the number of flow cells that are consumed might increase. So if they are going to do more sales in areas where there is long genomes, this number can increase as the installed base grows. Because I have seen that some of the certified partners are focused on agriculture, while others are focused on human genomes. So it depends on the mix that they have. I think the management may in future also look at that aspect of sales and try to promote the sales where there is more consumables. The performance of the company was powered by the sale of Sapphire system, which sold 70% more in 2021 as compared to 2020. That is the year before. Like PACB, they also have consumables, and they have the sales of all these chips, which are basically their consumables. And they do have a separate team, which is growing in size. And they have called the team the Consumer Solutions Division. The headcount is increasing rapidly out there. And that division is involved in installing the systems, training the users on these systems, and also they provide maintenance and other support services, including technical support. So this is again going to be a revenue stream, because as we have seen the software companies, you have first level of support, second level of support, and you have premium, platinum, and gold support. So those kind of levels might potentially come up, or may already be there. I don't know. We need more investigation, but we want to keep this presentation short to 20 to 25 minutes. We'll cover that in a separate video. I'll bring that to you at a later date. The target for them is to have 240 Sapphire systems installed worldwide by the end of 2022. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of franchise opportunities also for technical support and service providers, apart from certified partners worldwide. So that's very exciting aspect of this company. So with that said, I would like to conclude with my thoughts on what's happening with this company and what I think about the prospects for this company. If I read between the lines correctly, the company seems to indicate their OGM technology is superior to other technologies that are present and will usually be used to supplement the other technologies where reading is not possible, and the OGM system performs better, so they can overlay on top of reads from other technologies and get more in-depth view of the genome of the sample that they are looking at. So this is a very distinct advantage, which means that the product has got less competition in the market and a unique edge, and it's always going to be complementary to existing systems. And if that is the case, then most of the customers might definitely prefer to have the OGM technology in place, so that they can have a single equipment that does the entire work. So the conversion from other systems into OGM, in my opinion, seems to be a good potential for this company. If they recognize it as a marketing objective, I think that that should be possible. I don't know if it's technically I'm correct or not, but this is one of the things I can think of as a investor looking at this particular company. The other thing is that the company is also working towards getting recognition of OGM reports and the technology itself with medical bodies and certifying authorities, so that reimbursements can be made for spending done on generating reports through OGM-based systems. So that's another effort that seems to be towards increasing the revenue streams and acceptability of the product, and then therefore ease of marketing of the product going forward. That's also something else that I really like about this company. Like PACB, they also have the advantage of selling more consumables, more support, and more repairs and service of equipment as the installed base keeps on going. 240 Sapphire systems is the installed base target for 2022, and it's only going to grow. And they have sufficient cash in their balance sheet to tide them over, and that's the reason why I feel that this company is going to do well. So that kind of summarizes all the strengths of the company. Now I'd like to talk about the weaknesses of the company, or areas where I think we as investors have to exercise caution. They have demonstrated in the past that they could dilute the shares very severely. So there is always a fear that this company might dilute the shares if we go forward. But if we look at this tight economic condition, it's very unlikely that they may want to do that. They were very fortunate when they diluted the shares earlier because the share prices were very high, and therefore my opinion is that they sold less number of shares but got more money. But if they were to do any kind of dilution at this stage, with this the way the share prices are right now, they will have to sell more shares in order to raise the same kind of money that they did before. And that's the reason why I think investors have to be a bit cautious about prospects of share dilution in this company for at least the next 3 or 4 years. That I think is one of the areas of caution that I would recommend to the investors in this company. While going through their website, I also read, I think it was in their annual report, I read that they had, for the first time, done a symposium in China, and they had Mandarin-speaking speakers in the symposium, and they have been making outreaches into China. Now, the reason why I say this, this should be taken as a word of caution is because in the previous regime, I mean, during the pre-Trump eras, we had a lot of companies going into China, putting up manufacturing plants and other things. It was not a matter of concern. But now, in the current state where there's a lot of anti-China sentiment and there is a lot of trade restrictions and other things being put in place by the United States on China, and with the increasing multipolar world where countries are retrenching back into their borders, it seems that any exposure to China is likely to be curtailed at some future point if the US decides that certain technologies should not be shared with China, or certain collaborations are not welcome. Then we are going to have a situation where this company would lose the investment that it has made in the Chinese outreach. So that's a word of caution I would like to put for customers. Of course, this is my personal opinion and not financial advice. So I hope you liked this presentation, and you might want to look up the website of Bionano. It seems an interesting company, and the share price is very low, so people who are doing calls and covered calls can have a little bit of fun. Of course, the market is very volatile, but there is some opportunity out there. I'll be doing some technical analysis on this, and I'll come up with another subsequent follow-up video where I would like to focus on comparing Bionano and PACB equipment, and also look at the charts and do a little bit of technical analysis for Bionano. I think that one of the advantages of PACB is that they've got a whole range for scaling. Same thing for ILMN. That's where I think Bionano just having only one machine seems to be a very narrow platform in my opinion, but it's possible that the single machine is able to do a whole lot of work and span the entire scale that PACB does. I don't know because I'm not technical. I would like some inputs from any of our subscribers who have got information while I continue to search for answers to those questions. If you like this video, please press a like out there. It helps YouTube to promote our channel in the YouTube universe. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe for everything related to CRISPR and genomics and shares in general, and help us grow this community. Bye for now.